The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain where they could be alone. There in their presence he was transfigured. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. Suddenly Moses and Elijah appeared to him. They were talking with him. Then Peter spoke to Jesus. "Lord," he said, "it is wonderful for us to be here. And if you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He was still speaking when suddenly a bright cloud covered them with shadow. And from the cloud there came a voice which said, "This is my Son, the Beloved. He enjoys my favor. Listen to him." When they heard this, the disciples fell on their faces, overcome with fear. But Jesus came up and touched them. "Stand up," he said, "do not be afraid." And when they raised their eyes, they saw no one but only Jesus. As they came down from the mountain, Jesus gave them this order: "Tell no one about this vision until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." Beloved, the Gospel of the Lord.
This episode we just read and heard from the Gospel of Matthew, which by the way is also recorded in the other evangelists, is the main episode, the main incident, or the main experience after the resurrection of Jesus' public life. He wanted to encourage his disciples who knew how frail they were, how weak they were. And it would be a great testing for them when they will soon, within a week, see him be faced with the humiliation of the crucifixion. And he knew that they will abandon him, that they wouldn't have the courage to continue. And so he wanted to impress on them that whatever is happening now has nothing to do with the glory that will come after. And when he was doing this to show and to encourage the apostles, he is also addressing us, because we too, very often, come to ask questions. What is going to happen to me after this life? What is there after this life? After all, no one came back to tell us what it is all about. And we start doubting. This is human nature. It's true. I doubt, and you come to doubt. We all do. But today we have an injection, so to say, a ray of hope. We have a word of courage. Jesus is telling us, no, take courage. This is not all there is to your being here on earth. This is only part of your life. The true life starts when we face God. When we Jesus see once again when he comes, when he reappears. The same vision that the apostles had on Mount Tabor, his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. St. Paul recalls also something similar when he was going on the road to Damascus to persecute Christians. He had a similar vision that he said, I cannot describe it, but it's out of this world. Here we see as a mirror, he said, but the reality is yet to come. And so, one important aspect of this episode is that we are full of the love of God and of hope that yes, we will too experience this vision of God when we leave this part of our life. And then, of course, we have those words coming from the cloud that the apostles heard, 3 of them, not one, to give witness what they heard. And they heard, "This is my beloved Son. He enjoys my favor. Listen to him. Listen to him." Here we have not only a declaration that Jesus is the Son of God, but an appeal also from God to listen to Jesus, to what he has to tell us, to follow him, to be like him, to follow his word. So these are the 2 important messages that we receive today. First of all, we lift up our hearts and start, when we have doubts of our afterlife, believe what God has told us, that yes, there will be a beautiful afterlife, so different from what we are having now here on earth. And then, of course, remember that Jesus is the Son of God, and this word that we hear every Sunday is there to give us hope and to give us encouragement and to follow it, so that we too enjoy life here on earth, but looking in afterlife, where that will be our true living. Let's say this prayer that we have on the screens. Dear God, there are so many things I fear in life. So much triggers my desire to stay put, to remain in my own comfortable zone, spiritually, physically, and psychologically. I want to climb mountains and go into deep valleys with you, but I am afraid of the pain that might be involved in leave taking. I believe that you are with me, blessing me as I go. Yet I stay stuck in my fear that the bright cloud of your presence will cast a shadow over my life. Touch me with your love and help